a lot of people ask us about, the partnership that we have. And it is a great thing because we have somebody to fall back on. But then we also have to keep in mind that we're constantly, balancing each other out and having to make sure that we're always in line because that's something important for us in order to be successful.
Welcome to Drop and Give Me 20, where you learn keys to entrepreneurial success as Lindsey Germono interviews business owners with military backgrounds on what works and what doesn't. Listen as they focus on the stories, both challenges and wins, that military entrepreneurs have faced in growing their businesses.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Drop and Give Me 20. I am your host, Lindsey Germono, and I am joined today with the amazing ladies of the Hive Co, Miranda Perales and Shiang-Ling Bissonnette. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing?
Everybody. Oh, we're doing good.
Good. Yeah. How about you, Lindsey?
We're doing well. I'm very excited to have you. We've been trying to get you on the podcast for quite some time. You ladies are super busy being rock stars. Tell us what you guys do.
I'll go ahead and start. We do online marketing services for small business owners, and we primarily focus on search marketing, so things like SEO and PPC management, but then we also do a lot of the creative stuff like branding and logo design and marketing material. And we also do some management services for marketing. So in terms of manage your blog and your social media platform. So that's kind of the gist of what we offer.
And I can attest to your services because if you go to germono.com, you will see a template that the wonderful ladies of the Hive Company have assisted with and totally kind of rebranded my whole site from before, which was version, I launched 3 years ago. It was probably my third redesign of the website. Do you guys experience that a lot? Like people redesigning their website frequently?
Yeah, I think so. It just depends on their business, I think. We've noticed a lot of creatives like to redo their sites pretty often. Like not the creatives, but more of like doctors and stuff. They kind of stay with the basics. If they have it and it looks good and it works for them, they don't switch it up that much.
Nice. So how did you guys get started in business together?
Oh, man.
Shang-Ling and I actually met at a Millspo meeting. This was, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
right,
I was the chapter leader and Elizabeth was like, you have to meet somebody, which happens a lot to me.
And yeah, I think that was my first meeting I had ever attended. And Shang-Ling, it was at her boudoir studio. And we got a chance to talk afterwards. And it wasn't like until it was maybe like 4 or 5 months later that we actually decided to join business together. So it kind of it seems like a rush to a lot of people, but we just kind of click so well.
It was like that love at first sight, weird, like, I love you. You're my perfect business partner. Like I got a little crazy because I get really excited, which is part of our duality and our partnership is I'm the creative dreamer and I kind of get a little crazy. And then Miranda does a really good job of like reining me in and being like, whoa, chill. But when I met her, I got really excited about her personality and we liked a lot of the stuff, but our mentality were completely different and we functioned as a partnership really well.
Miranda, what was your background?
I had been working in corporate America for about 7 years, and I moved here with my husband when he got stationed here at Camp Lejeune. And so I was trying to find a way to connect, and I was sort of thinking about starting a small business. I had a few seeds planted down the road, but I just never really had the guts to kind of really step out and do it. And that's when I met Shang-Ling, and all the pieces kind of fell into place.
And I'm just like, I think I have like 7 other business ideas right now. Just every time I meet another creative, like Elizabeth and I, if we sit down and talk, I'll come up with another 2 ideas and I just have to stop. Ending up, our husbands both work together. So it was kind of this perfect little creation of, a partnership that developed.
Did you guys know that your husbands worked together when you met for the first time?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was kind of coincidental and it's just neat. Another perfect thing that fell into place.
Yeah. If you could share with the listener or the listeners of the podcast, what has been something that's challenging for you guys working together, as partners in this business?
Well, we always laugh because, like I said, I'm the creative and I get a little that artsy fartsy crazy. And I'm also a words of affirmation. Like I need the consistent communication. So I get on her all the time and I'm always texting her and I'm always trying to be like, chat, let's FaceTime and let's video chat. And she can work very well with just a to-do list and goes at it. And I don't have to hear from her for 3 days. And she's like, I did all of this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't do that much, but I did do stuff. So it's kind of interesting because we are, like I said, completely different, but there's a lot of similarities as well.
Yeah, and I think Xiang-Ling had mentioned it earlier. That's kind of one of the great things about us is that our personalities are so different, but it's also kind of a struggle that we have to overcome. We do have a balance in our personal lives in terms of making sure that, we're balancing that whole work and family life. But then when it comes to the business, we're also having to balance each other because, Xiang-Ling will go crazy with this huge, gigantic idea, and I'll kind of rein her in with well, how feasible is that really, Xiang-Ling? So it's a lot of balance that we have to provide each other and sort of a checks and balance that we have in the business. And a lot of people ask us about, the partnership that we have. And it is a great thing because we have somebody to fall back on. But then we also have to keep in mind that we're constantly, balancing each other out and having to make sure that we're always in line because that's something important for us in order to be successful.
So as military spouses, some of our biggest struggles is planning or creating a business that we're going to be able to eventually take with us wherever we go, right? Virtual businesses. What tips do you have for those that are like us in the same type of, atmosphere where we're running a business? We're not really sure where we're going to be in 2 to 3 years. And, we're trying to market ourselves as business owners online.
Honestly, I haven't really thought, I've always just wanted a digital business because of the fact that I wanted to stay at home and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. I've never worked well with others telling me what to do. So it was always my dream to have something that was my own. I could take the weekend off and do whatever I needed. And I have 4 kids. Being able to just piece out when I wanted to was very important to me. We've been that anomaly and we've been stationed here for all 12, 13 years now. So yeah. I'm not really, I don't know how to say I want to be digital. I feel like I would adapt well anywhere because I'm really good at networking and meeting new people. But my business was definitely in my head to be digital for my own personal safety or security in my head.
Gotcha. You developed your entrepreneurial dreams around your situation.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Miranda?
I think for me, just because of my experience, I primarily do online and digital marketing. So for me, the whole aspect of being remote and working digitally fits in just great with everything I do. So it's never been too much of a struggle for me. One thing that as business partners, Xiang-Ling and I do have to work on is our communication. And Xiang-Ling is like a tools lover. We've tried any tool that you can think of to help you with to-dos, with staying on task, with time management. Xiang-Ling's pitched them to me about using them. So that's something that we've also gotten a chance to use to help us stay productive and on task when we're trying to work from home and not have to go into an office and see people every day. Not that seeing people is bad, but it is great working from home. And that's something that we try to utilize to make sure that we're productive.
So for those of us that work from home or remotely, one of the struggles that we have is meeting people because, as you know, we're home and that can look very different from someone who goes into an office from 9 to 5. What tips do you guys have for the military spouse or even active duty and veterans that are listening that, may be running their business from home on how to, try to find your people or find your tribe?
I definitely think it's important for us as military spouses. This is in regards to the traveling and constant moves for others as well, is just getting out there. There's nothing else you can do better than going to an event. And every area has a local, some type of business event like the BNI events, or we have Port City Young Professionals, which is local, or the Millspo Project, which is nationwide now, actually, and Oconus too. Mm-hmm. So really, there's no excuse. You should be able to get out, go meet people and make face because otherwise you're not going to be able to do anything else further than that.
Says the extrovert in the relationship.
Yeah. Super extrovert. I thrive off of it. I enjoy meeting new people anywhere I go. And I've taught this to my kids is just ask somebody how's your day going? Mm-hmm. And it not only will make you feel good because you've learned something probably, but you probably made them feel good too about their day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Xiang-Ling's right. There really is no excuse to not find a place to connect. When I first moved to North Carolina from Texas, I didn't know anybody. And I kept begging my husband, set me up on a blind date with somebody's wife. I need to meet people. And it finally happened where I got a chance to meet, to go to a group event. And it took me a few months to get there, but like Xiang-Ling mentioned, there really is no excuse. There's tons of organizations and networking groups out there. You just got to find some place to plug in, and it takes some effort and some courage to get out there, especially if you're not one to just talk to strangers, but it's definitely going to produce something great like it did for us.
And I definitely am jumping off of that as far as going out and meeting people. It's not everybody that you meet as a military spouse has to be another military spouse. Like, I think that's something that maybe not necessarily gets kind of stuck on us, that we all have to kind of band together and only be together. Like, I have a great group of women that are military spouses and moms. And then I have a great group that's just military spouses. And then a whole other group that's entrepreneurs that aren't affiliated with the military at all, except by me. And, I find my groups and I, like I said, super extrovert. So I like multiple different groups, and I spend time with each one of them, nurturing those relationships, but they all are my friends. They're all part of my tribe. And I know that in a situation, especially being in a military lifestyle and, our husbands aren't always home, I know that I can go grab a drink with this friend because, they'll help me not think about everything that's going on. And with my business, with everything.
Even in the capacity of when you need, help in your business.
Yeah, and that too.
Because now you have a wider, wingspan of people that you can ask for help if you get stuck and
or advocates for you because they know you and they know that you're investing your time and your energy in something that you believe in. And by nature of being friends with you, they will also advocate because they believe in you.
Right. But, asking for help can also lead us to being very vulnerable and possibly rejection or negativity. How do you ladies, deal with that?
I think I can speak to that. I'm probably somebody who doesn't like rejection, and it took a while to kind of get used to the idea that I might be rejected. But I think one of the things you have to keep in mind is that it's not personal. It's something that every entrepreneur, every business owner goes through. And no matter how successful you get, you're still going to face rejection. And so I think that's something that you got to keep in mind when it happens and just plow right through it, because it's something that can easily deter you, but it really shouldn't, because like I said, it's going to happen to everybody in any stage of your business. And so it's something that you got to take with a grain of salt. Think of ways that you can make that situation or that pitch or that proposal even better, and then try it again.
Mm-hmm.
Which always cracks me up when she talks about the fact that she doesn't like rejection, because I feel like she handles, like with us, we've gone through a couple of different obstacles with our business where I'm the one that's freaking out and like running around in circles, like, oh my God, everybody hates us. We screwed up. What do we do? And Miranda's like, I got this. Like, Shang-Ling, sit down, chill out for a second. And it was
behind closed doors. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're freaking out.
But she's so good at being the rock when I need her to be the rock, because she knows that I'm losing everything in the corner, and she's good until like we need to switch.
Oh, I fully agree. I think when people, it's funny, I went to a networking event like 2 weeks ago, and I'm literally covered in sweat. I just gotten out of the gym. It was the only time in my day that I could go to the gym, and it was a casual networking group. So, I didn't really worry about it, and I really wanted to go, and I wanted to make both work. Like I had to go to the gym. I had been eating Cheetos for like a week straight, and that's just not healthy. And the networking group is a really big part of my monthly, plan. So I stroll in, I'm disgusting. And I'm sorry guys, I'm just get out of the gym or whatever. And one of the attendees looked at me and she was like, I'm seeing, normally when I see you, you're like in, professional wear, and I see you online, you have your headshots and stuff like that. So I'm seeing you without makeup, all sweaty, really, really gnarly looking. And it was funny because like what people think we are from our, presence online or whatnot, they don't see the ugly, the sleepless nights, the stress, what it takes to run that. But you're working every single day. I mean, like, back me on this. There's not one day that you don't check an email, right? Like, or social media stream.
We've had since probably Halloween, it's been madness here because it went through the holidays. Her husband returned from a deployment. My husband's gearing up. She moved, which was like an awkward, crazy move. And then I moved, which was like really ridiculous because I'm ridiculous and I want to farm. So I got the animals before. I know, I got the animals before the actual runs and everything were done. So they're living in the side fenced in yard.
Wait, what?
And the rabbits. Oh yeah, it's a thing.
How many animals do you have just hang out right now?
We got two goats, a mom and a baby. And then we've got 3 bunnies, which wasn't supposed to happen, but I got the goats at a flock swap and saw the bunnies. So I got bunnies. And then I have 20 chickens that are Cornish crosses for meat and 3 ducks. And then I picked up 6 more chicks the other day and my husband's going to kill me.
Oh my God.
So it's like, and nothing has technically a permanent home right now. Like I've built all like temporary shelters for them until like everything gets done. And of course my husband leaves tomorrow. So yay. But I don't even know where I was going with this. We were talking about and balance and work-life balance and just, it's just madness. I don't even know.
So we're always on as business owners and people don't see the stuff that goes on in the background. People don't see me up at 11:30 at night going, oh my God, this podcast episode didn't release correctly. Or, my clients emailing me because there's a snafu and a fire I have to put out. And so they don't see that. And I mean, I don't know where this come from, but like we see people and we see their presence in social media or whatever. And we think, oh my gosh, they have it together. And I'm like, I'm glad it looks that way.
I'm constantly, and so like reverting back to like the madness that is my life right now, like everybody's living not where they should be. And my husband's helping me build the run and we're trying to get all this stuff done so that the animals can be in there before he leaves and everything's set and good, which hasn't happened. And he's in the middle of helping me and we're doing stuff and I have to sit down and now I have my phone on me always because we also do hosting for clients. And when, things hit the fan, you got to be able to fix it. So I'm sitting out there on like the 4x4s and the pallets and texting and trying to figure out what's going on with my client's email while my husband's yelling at me going, I need your help to hold the fencing up. Like I can't staple and do this at the same time.
I need a picture of all your animals stat. Like I need you to send me a picture so we can pump it out and show people what your life looks like. I need to see this.
I'll definitely do it.
Shang-Ling, we need to do a blog post where you can introduce all of your animals.
Yeah.
Well, I've semi-started a side personal blog, but of course, like with everything that's been going on, it's only got like the framework done and there's no posts. So, but I definitely will. If you follow me, you'll see the madness on the Hive family, which is our personal family side.
Yes. That's a great social media campaign. Can't get a hold of Shang-Ling? I'm tending to the chicken.
Yeah.
Just got a couple of things going on.
So ladies, I'm so glad that you guys were able to come on and share what it's like to be a military spouse business owner. I know that there are listeners that would love to connect with you and even follow your farm situation that's going on, Shang-Ling. So how do we connect with you? Where can we find the Hive & Company?
Yeah, you guys can visit our website. It's the Hive & Co. Co is just co.com. We've got all of our social media links on the footer, but you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and you can also email us. Our email address is hello@thehiveandco.com. And we'd love to hear back if anybody has questions, any kind of follow-up, any interest in the farm animals. Shang-Ling will be in touch.
Trying to get rid of some farm animals. Shang-Ling's going to get them from you. Now, is the Hive & Co spelled out and like A-N-D, or is it the symbol?
It is spelled out A-N-D, no ampersand.
Gotcha. Perfect. So if people want to contact you guys, they can look you up online or they can send an email to hello@thehiveandco.com. And I know you both are on LinkedIn too. So Miranda Perales and Shiang-Ling Bissonnette. Is there anything else that you guys want to share before we leave?
I think that's it. We want to say thank you, Lindsey, for having us. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad I know our schedules were kind of jamming up there. So I'm so glad that we were able to get this in. And I really appreciate the work that you guys do in the military spouse community. So I want to thank you for that. And thank you also for making my website look awesome.
Oh, anytime.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon. And again, listeners, if you want to connect with Miranda or Shang-Ling, you can connect with them on the Hive & Company. You will see those links in our show notes as well as social media streams that you can follow Drop and Give Me 20 podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we will hear from you at the next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Drop and Give Me 20, brought to you by Germono Advertising Company in Norfolk, Virginia. Please visit our podcast in iTunes, click on subscribe, and leave us a review. Your support goes a long way. When you subscribe and leave reviews, it helps the guests on our show as well. Jump in and let us know what you think. You can also follow all of our guests on the Drop and Give Me 20 Facebook page. We have Instagram and Twitter. Those handles are Give Me 20 Podcast. I'm your host, Lindsey Germono, and I appreciate you listening to the show.